Hi, I'm glad you dropped by for today's sample cards that you too can create and be inspired. My name is Lynda Phippen, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Ontario, Canada. So let's get started. I have some fun things that I've been working on. I really would like to share them with you. So let's get started. I'll just get this set up. So the card that stamp set that I'm going to show you is called Timeless Tulips, and it's out of our catalog that is about to be replaced by a brand new one. So I thought I'd go down memory lane. This is on page 21 of the current catalog if you have it, and these stamps are quite detailed, and I'm very excited to share them with you. So this is the stamp set, just to give you a closer look. And with it is a tulip punch that makes, you don't have to cut them out by hand. It's just for the larger one, but it is fun. So I'm going to show you how we do this. So all of the cards that I created this week are all with the same stamp set, but I've done 3 different folds. So the first one is a Z fold or a Z fold, however you want to say it. And this is a Mother's Day card. So you open it up and there are more tulips. So it was kind of fun, a little challenging to get the measurements, but I've taken measurements and hopefully we can get this card done. I did it with Real Red and Mossy Meadow, and then I did the same card with the background being Mossy Meadow, and it turned out quite well. So there's practice of 2. So let's see, and let's get started. So I thought tonight we would do the Real Red, and I've done some cutting and folding, but not everything. So we will just work with this tonight. Okay, so the first piece that always seems to work out the same is the liner that goes on the inside. So the inside is 4 1/8 and 5 3/8, and it puts a border all the way around. So we're going to be stamping that. So I'm just going to set that aside for a minute so we'll do all the stamping at the same time. So the card needs to, first of all, be measured, and I've got a little measurement here. The measurement that goes in, I marked with a pencil at 1 7/8. And what you need to do, the reason you need to mark that is that so we can cut it there we go. A brain freeze for a moment. The line, you want to cut it on the 1 7/8, and you want to cut it on the half mark, which is 4 1/4. So I'm just going to cut it from there to there. And that was easy. Okay, the next step is to give it a fold halfway. And I have my bone folder here, so I'll just So there we go. So you can see how it's going to open. So now we just need to decorate. So the only thing you do have to remember is that one piece goes there and the other piece is going to go the opposite way. So just remember that when you're stamping. So we're going to set that one up, that one, and our inside piece. And while we're at it, we might as well just stamp this envelope as well and get it all done at the same time. So these pieces are the same as this, except it is measured. It is measured the exact same, and we did the same thing as cut it along there. So let's make sure I've got this right. Okay, so these stamps, the colors that we're going to use are real red. So I'm going to stamp all of the real red. And I'll tell you, because I left the real red open while I was doing the stems, and you guessed it, I had some red stems, but I caught myself, so that was good. So yes, that just wouldn't work. So there are 3 sizes of tulips, but for this card I'm just using the small one and the medium one. So let's get started on the front. This is going to be the front. I'm going to use the smallest one. And then on this one, the other part of it, I'm going to have the bigger tulip up here. And the nice thing is you can stamp off. The thing you wanted to keep in mind is the stems when it is so big. I mean, so much ground to cover here. And then I will put the smaller one at the bottom. Okay. And then on this one, which is the inside, I wasn't sure if it was okay to, if it looked okay to have some of the tulips see through the, see when you have it folded, and I think it looks just fine. But that is a preference. This one here, I put them in, covered them a little bit more, but there's still a few showing. So if you're very particular about none of the flowers showing, then keep everything close to the one side. And of course you want it on the left side as well. So I'm going to try to keep them maybe a little bit more. And we'll put a few little ones beside them. Okay. Oh, and let's just do the envelope. So I'm going to just put one tulip there, and one there, and maybe 2 small ones on the envelope. Now I noticed that I didn't quite hold that stamp tight enough. So what you can do is take a blending brush, which I can't seem to find right now. So I'm just going to take my finger and just fill that in a little bit. The things you don't want to happen when you're... Okay, so I will cover that with leaf. Okay, so now I need to close my red so that I don't get the leaves in there. And this is Mossy Meadow. And the stems are very easy to use. There's two kinds of stems. And I think I'll put it this way. And you can use it either way. And let's use the other one for the small ones here. Okay. Then these leaves are very interesting because you really can use them either way. And this mistake, I'm just going to put the leaf a little higher. Okay. And if you turn the stamp upside down, you get the opposite. So it's pretty neat. Makes you feel very creative, which is what it's all about. Okay, there's two parts done. And our third one, let's use the other leaf for a little variety. Okay. Oh yes, I better do the envelopes. And I kind of did that backwards, but that's okay. Okay, I think I've caught everything. So after we get that all done, we can glue our pieces in. So we do the big one first, the inside panel. Then this one goes here. And this one goes on this kind of middle panel. Okay, I made this a Mother's card, Mother's Day card, and I know Mother's Day is coming up. So that says Happy Mother's Day. And these, all the sentiments today are going to be from the stamp set itself. So I tried something new, and I don't want to get it on Mother's Day, so I'm just going to... Okay, so let's give it a try and see if I can make it work again. So this is the ink refill, and I'm just going to dab it a couple of drops on a, you can of course put it on anything. So what I'm attempting to do is put some splatter on the card itself. So I just took a small paintbrush, and I don't want to put too much on, so I just want to put more than that on. Maybe I just wasn't doing an angle enough. Okay, can you see the spots? So depending on how many you want, there, that is done. So a little bit of splattering on there. Maybe you can, yeah, you can see that a little bit better there. And our Z card or Z card, not quite sure. I think we're a combination of American and British. One says Z, one says Z, and we just say both. Okay, to finish off the card, I'm just going to put some dimensionals on it to give it a little height. And 4 usually does it. And a little garbage can, I don't need to have that on there. Okay, Happy Mother's Day, right there. And this sentiment is done with this punch that does both the inside and the outside. See, oh, there we go, that's a little better. Okay. So this card I just did a little bit over. So actually that looks a little neater, I think. So that turned out very well. And our envelope all ready to go for Mother's Day. So card number 1. I hope you like that. I thought it turned out very nicely. Pretty proud of it. The next card that we're going to do is also a very pretty card. I'm just going to put another piece of paper. Game with the Tulips. And I made this one a happy birthday. Put some ribbon and a bow. And this folds up with some tulips on the inside. So before I change colors here, I think I'm going to just wipe these off. There we go. Now these tulips that I did, I did them, okay, I'll show you. These two I stamped on the same color cardstock, and this one here I did it on white. And I punched them out, so they turned out lovely. So this card here, okay, so I showed you the card, so we'll just set that aside for a moment. So we're going to make this one a top fold. So I scored it already, and I embossed using the greenery embossing folder. But what I wanted to do with this is to, I have Gorgeous Grape and Old Olive. And I wanted to take the Old Olive and just give it a little brushing to add some color to it. Not very much, because I didn't want to take away from the flowers. So just a little brushing. Little blending. Just a tiny little bit is what I wanted to do. Okay. So this one, the backing of the frame is going to be Old Olive. I'm just going to close that up for a moment. So let's not do that yet. We're going to put our stamping stems on here first. So you want to figure out exactly where you want your tulips. And then we're just going to, actually, you know what? Let's put the smaller amount of the embossing on the bottom so that the greenery can be coming down from the top. So there is approximately where we'll put the stems. So it's okay to just move them up a little bit so we have an idea where we want them. So one stem, two stems. Make this one a little taller. And then we'll put some leaves on them. Okay, so that does look a little odd, but once we get our glue on and cover up the, gives them a little more life. So I put the two darker ones on each side. And then on this one, I put some dimensions on it. So I'll close this before I put my card into it. So 3 dimensions should do it. So we want to, okay, let's do this first. Get myself all confused. So we're going to put the front panel on. And I really like that 1/8 of an inch border that goes all the way around. And the ribbon that we have that we're going to use is, it's called, let's see, sheer, oh, just sheer ribbon. But the color is perfect. So I have a piece, 2 pieces that I cut. So I like to put some adhesive on here. Did we get it straight? Look at that, we got it straight. And this bow is a cheater bow. So all I did was take a piece and just tie it in a knot. And it's like a imaginary bow. Okay. And if I had a nice sharp pair of scissors, which these may or may not cut. Oh, pretty good. Okay. And then we can put this on. Okay, well, we're not quite finished yet. Almost. Okay, so the inside of the card, let's put a few tulips along the side. And let's see, we'll put the small one at the top. And you know, the nice thing about a mistake is that you can try again. There we go. Cooperated that time. Let's put it this way. Okay, and we will put on our envelope because we don't want to forget our envelope. Doesn't this remind you of spring? Tulips are one of the first, well, not the first, but one of the first flowers to come up in the spring. It's very exciting. The weather is getting warmer, and pretty soon we'll start to see the evidence of spring and new growth. Okay, again, we will use the stems. Make sure you get it up high enough. So a stem there, and a stem there. 3 stems on here, on our envelope. Let's see, we'll get that one. And let's try it on the other side here. And our last one, which I'm going to try this way. See if I can attach that. Didn't look like it quite attached itself. Very good. Okay. Oops, I didn't put it. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll put a few leaves there. There we go. And to finish it off, we're going to insert and cover up our mistake that we made, that I made. Okay, where's the front? There's the front. Okay, and we have a sentiment. That says happy birthday. Which is nowhere to be found. I made one. Anyway, I'll show you the one, my sample that I did. Happy birthday, we put a sentiment on there. So that's card number 2. And our third card is a very pretty color. I'm not sure that tulips actually come in this color, but you know, in the world of card making, we can use any colors we wish. So this is Costal Cabana, and it's a very pretty color. And the card itself is a fun fold. Let me see here. Okay, do it this way. Okay, I'm doing it backwards, so it opens like that. And actually, if there we go. Okay. Yeah, I was doing it right. So this one, I just put hello on it. And very pretty. So let's get started with that one. And there's the sentiment for that card, which is nice. So this one is a little tricky in the sense that there's a lot of layers, but it's the same size card as the top fold, which is a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11. And this one is folded halfway without the Z. Remember, we did the other one and we did the Z fold, but this one is just a flat fold. So we have okay, so this is going to be the inside. This is going to be the outside, and these are the two layers. So these two layers, let's put them on right away so I don't get confused, which sometimes doesn't take much. You ever feel like that? Oh my goodness. Okay, so we'll put that on first. And this is designer series paper that has designs on both sides and matches perfectly with our Costal Cabana. All right, so now we've got that taken care of. So don't have to worry about getting that mixed up. Not that I would, but there is a possibility. Okay, so I'm just going to set this aside for a moment because these are the three layers that will go on the front. So I'm also just going to put this together so I don't stamp it. And just lay it on top of the card so that we can just, okay, so there, that part of the card is already done. So that was pretty easy. So these are the three things that we're going to stamp. This is the envelope, this is the inside panel, and this is the top part of the card. Do you remember? There we go. So let's, this is Costal Cabana, beautiful color, and I'm just going to wipe my stamps. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to set the big one aside because it's not a very big panel and I don't want to put it all over. Okay, so I will do the inside first. And there's no leaves. I didn't put any leaves on anyway. So I just kind of made it like stair steps, and it got smaller and smaller. So that's the inside of the card. And this card, or this front panel, again, you can do absolutely anything. So I'm going to put the medium size tulip there. And then I'm just going to put these smaller ones, almost like buds. And then these two I'm going to double stamp so that it looks lighter in the background. And then we're going to add some leaves. Oops, sorry. So the ones that we didn't double stamp, I did first. And these ones I'm going to do the same thing, is just make it a little lighter. And then we're going to add our leaves. And then for these ones in the middle, just do a double stamp so that they're lighter. Oops, let's do the other side here. There we go for that. Okay, so we've got that one done. We've got that done. And let's just do our envelope. So I think I'm pretty much doing the envelopes all the same, but you know, it's okay. And we'll put our little buds on there. Close that up so I don't get any. Leave that one. See, once you get going, it's really can move along quite quickly. So a few leaves. That one got a little big. And let's just leave that one. Our envelope is complete. Now let's just put this together. Inside. this one goes on here. Now when I put my hello, which I did see here a few seconds ago, okay, when I put the hello on this card, it just barely fit in, so I wasn't sure if I should put it up or not, but I think that turned out okay. So this is not going to have a hello, it's here somewhere. What you want to make sure when you're putting this final panel on is to not put glue or adhesive on this side here. And I'm going to use a little extra So there is card number 3 with the hello. I added some rhinestones because on this holiday rhinestone basics, the color is just so close. I'm not sure what colors these are, but it is very, very pretty. So that's how I finished it off. And what I've showed you before is when I finish my cards, I like to put on the back of them my Hallmark stamp or my seal that says, made just for you by me, 100% Canadian. So these are our cards that we made tonight. So a Mother's Day card, a birthday card, and a hello card. So I hope you've enjoyed making these or getting some ideas and being inspired. I enjoyed putting them together. I get my ideas from Pintrist, and everyone is so creative, so I just have made cards by some of these before, and I use those ideas as well. So I hope you enjoyed making these spring cards with lovely spring colors, and I will be back next week with another idea, something to inspire you that you too can make. And if you enjoyed, please subscribe. I'm getting very excited about people enjoying what I'm doing, so it's just encouraging to have people follow. So feel free to subscribe and share with your friends and leave a comment, and I will see you next Wednesday. Have a great week and stay safe. Bye-bye for now.